Good evening and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 118, and I'm continuing the story of the three questions. As you remember, a man came running out of the woods, and he was wounded. Now, the hermit had been the first to hear him. He fell on the ground, and it was clear that he was bleeding because he was clutching his side, and there was blood on his clothing. The emperor ran down, and exposing the wound, put his shirt against it, took his own shirt off, put it against the wound to stop the bleeding. The bleeding did not stop easily, and the man who was wounded fell unconscious. The emperor had to soak his shirt in the water over and over again, rinse the blood away, and then come back up and staunch the bleeding over and over again. Finally, the bleeding stopped. The man did regain consciousness, and he asked for some water. The emperor had run down to the stream and brought him some pure water and gave him the water, and the man fell unconscious again, or seemed to. By the time all this had taken place, it had gotten dark, and the emperor carried the man with the help of the hermit up to the hermit's house. They brought him inside and laid him down on the hermit's bed. The hermit had a fire going in the hearth. He made some food, and the emperor and he ate a little bit. The emperor fell asleep, head on his arms at the table. He was so tired from his hike up the hill, from having dug for hours in the hermit's garden, and from then taking care of the man who was wounded. When he did finally awaken, he looked around and was confused at first because he did not recognize his surroundings. About the same time, the wounded man awakened in the same state of confusion. He looked around himself and did not know where he was. He saw the emperor, and when he did, with a weak voice, he said, "Please forgive me." And the emperor walked over to him and asked, "Why would I forgive you?" The man said, "You do not recognize me, but I know who you are. I am your sworn enemy. In the last war, you killed my brother and claimed for yourself all of my property. Because of this, when I heard that you were hiking up to the hermits by yourself, I hid myself, planning to kill you when you returned, when you went down the hill. I waited for the longest time, but you did not come, and finally, I came out of my hiding place, and your attendants chased after me, trying to seize me. One of them wounded me with a sword. I came running up the hill until I ran out of the woods and collapsed. And there it was that you helped me. You saved my life. For this reason, I am asking you forgiveness. Please forgive me for wanting to kill you." Well, the emperor was taken aback. Here he could reconcile his differences with this man that he began to feel he had wronged. He said to the man, I do forgive you, and more than that, I wish to give you back your property. I'm sorry about your brother. And more than that, I will send my own physicians to you, have them stay with you until you are healed. Now the man, before the emperor had even said that, because the emperor had saved his life, he had pledged himself in service to the emperor in any way that he could be of service to him, and pledged that his children would be at his service as well. The emperor was, amazed that this could be so easy. It was within his power to give him his land back, to take care of him by his physicians. And so he went down the hill and got his attendants. All of them came back up. And the attendants went with the man, took the man, carried him to his home. Now, the emperor went back because he wanted still to see if he could get his questions answered. And when he went back up, the hermit was planting seeds in his garden. And we'll leave the story there. I think we'll be able to finish it tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed.